Hey, it's Random Code here, and today I want to showcase the progress I am making on my project cleverdash.ai. And today I'm going to be focusing very much on the dashboard part and how it have evolved since the last time and some of the previous iterations and where we are. But before we get started, I just want to quickly highlight something I'm trying to do. I haven't been very successful so far, but I thought it could be funny to see if I can actually get anyone to submit like email addresses to get some early signups, kinda. So I tried this idea of like a hero page, submit your email, but I don't know. Haven't really gotten any submissions yet, but I thought it is an interesting idea. But anyway, let's have a look at where we are at. I'm just quickly gonna log in like that. And last time I showcased kind of like this generation dashboard wizard, which we are somewhat quicker gonna go through today and then kind of showcase the dashboard. But I'm just gonna look at some sales data. We want to have a bit more of a complex data to get as many graphs as possible. We're gonna guide the process. I will then simply just upload a file. For now, I have a few test files I'm using here, but I'm going to use this called sales data because it's a bit of a larger file. We can then here see the cleaning. There's a bunch of cleaning options. We can also see all the columns that exist in my data. So I'm just going to use like the AI input to quickly get at least a base cleaning of removing some of the columns that have like missing data. I am then going to remove some of the other ones that doesn't seem too interesting, like customer information, address. Let's keep something like country. Deal size could be interesting. City could be. Let's remove it for now, actually. Let's keep some of these variables. And I could then see if it changed my like cleaning perspective, but it doesn't in this case. We then have all the columns. We can then hide and show all the columns that has been marked for deletion. And I can then go through marking what is like important timestamp should be ignored. Gonna use some AI intuition help to kind of get an input idea of what is important timestamp should be ignored. And then kind of quickly go over to see if I, in general, agree. Borderline number, that's actually a very useful one. I forgot to remove, so the fact that it's marked as like no, it's nice. Sales, and it is also marked as like the main focus of the data analysis, which makes sense in this case. Order date, which is the main timestamp for the data, so that's good. Country could be interesting. Deal size could be interesting. Quarter ID, let's just leave it blank. MSRP, I can't remember what it is, but let's also just leave it blank. We can then get some context, where again, I'm going to be a bit lazy. I'm going to utilize AI assistance. It's then going to give me some suggestions, where I can kind of click, which then also guides the generation of the dashboard. But let's choose some general overview. Let's see if there's anything quickly that seems somewhat interesting. Quantity order, order date, status. Sure. And one thing to note right now, it might be a bit unbalanced actually, is that if I choose too many with the same focus, it's gonna very much focus the dashboard on that specific thing, and then it's gonna be a bit weird. So let's just see if we can get some other ones that are a bit more interesting. I don't know, let's just choose a few and see what happens. We will then actually go to a review state, where we can then see all our inputs, so like columns to be removed, time columns, ignored columns, important columns, overview of our contexts, and let's actually just see what happens. And we're then just simply gonna give it a few seconds. It's gonna load, it's gonna like analyze everything, and we should then be able to get a dashboard. So here we go. We now have a dashboard, which is kind of grouped into some categories. We can see here over on the right. So we have like the dimensions, which is kind of like categorical values of our data. Like we had status, we had the country, we had the deal size. It's starting to also group and compare some other things. For example, we're looking at that is a bit cut off, but sales versus quantity ordered, grouped by status, also in the scatter plot. We can start to see if there's some specific correlation. Again, shipped is very dominant, so it's also nice to be able to kind of like remove shipped and see, okay, is there actually any of these that have some kind of specific pattern? Maybe actually on hold, it seems to have some kind of interesting linear regression almost here. Progress a bit more scattered, distributed, following the general trend line. But interesting, we can see we also have some groupings of the deal size by status. Also, one thing to note is that we have these highlights, which shows some basic information. And also one thing I think is very interesting is that it kind of showcases, for example, here with this puzzle piece, that this scatter plot was inspired by a specific context we added. So in this case, it was inspired by how does quantity ordered correlate with order date and status in terms of seasonal sales patterns. So that prompt, to some extent, generated or added or at least inspired this chart. We then see we also have sales. Again, it was chosen as the most important thing, so it's like the first main block. We have some basic sales data, just counting the different categories of sales. We have a line chart, so kind of like showing it over time. So we see some peaks. We again have sales and quantity ordered, which is actually the same one as we have up here, but this one is also grouped by status. We can see also sales by deal size, for example. Get a better understanding of the things. We can do it normally or normalized to kind of compare them more evenly. We have some facts highlighting some interesting things about the data, and so on. So in general, you see some of the things are still a bit work in progress. Like here we have a bunch of categories for the country, so mapping countries onto quantity ordered is a bit messy. But still, we can see, okay, Ireland must be one of the smaller countries. Yeah, the smallest country. We can see medium in general is a pretty major impact. But that is very much what I wanted to showcase, that we now have this idea. And what I very much want to do is kind of build a setup, which then can be quickly edited. Right now, the editing is a bit limited, and it's looking a bit weird, as you can see in here. But the general idea is then that we can also change the sizes of all of these different areas. So let's say we wanted to highlight country a bit more. Let's do it larger. Let's say the facts. Right now, we sadly can't scroll in the reordering, so that's a bit weird, but the facts are maybe more important. So let's do the line chart smaller and move the facts censored like that. And we can then go back and we can see that we now have kind of updated and improved, maybe to some extent, or at least changed our dashboard. And in that sense, we're able to like rebuild. And also, next progress is very much being able to see some of the things we inputted into the wizard. So, for example, seeing kind of why some of these things are done. So, what is actually the focus of this dashboard? Might it be more focused on status based on our prompts, based on our column classification, and so on? So, there might be some kind of like direction this dashboard is facing, which could be nice to actually see these. And then maybe even in real time change it. So let's say we wanted less focus on something, then being able to change it, and then in some extent kind of regenerating the entire dashboard. Which I think is also interesting from all of this is that this is generated so fast. So the goal is kind of to have less correlation or connection to the dashboard. So in that sense, you can easier just scrap it and start over. Because you can simply just create a new one in like 30 seconds. So you shouldn't be too connected to the dashboard. You can just create a new one, you can regenerate it, and so on. So in that sense, being able to kind of reiterate over the same data, again, maybe taking a step back, going back to the wizard, again, looking at the context we've inputted, looking at different highlight of different columns and saying, okay, did we learn something new? Did we think there was something that we're missing? And so on, and so on, and so on. But that is very much what I wanted to showcase today. And I hope you enjoy seeing this progress or these improvements I'm doing on this cleverdash.ai project. If you do, please leave a like and subscribe. And maybe even if you are still here, I would very much appreciate if you just to showcase that actually some people out there dropped at least some email here. That would be kind of fun. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I wish you all a wonderful